We are sort of live in the Empowered Mom Studios in that I'm recording this and just speaking in my transmissions. And today I want to tell you about the ecosystem. I know you are like, oh my gosh, is that like your favorite thing? And it's like, yes, the ecosystem is my favorite thing for a number of reasons. One is that it allows me to have I don't have to talk to humans system of programming, which allows me to have more free time. The other one is I don't have to explain myself to humans. And the third is that I can be impressing other humans while still doing my own thing and not having to get into those long conversations. And today I'm going to tell you how this actually works in real time. So I've been on my threads, seeding content as I do, and doing it in a certain way that not everybody understands. Because I am a mom who also has a business, some people think that I'm selling, or they're like, your messaging doesn't seem to be going in the direction of selling. And they are confused about what I'm doing. But before you think that somebody's doing something wrong, I want you to take this on for size. They might be doing something more sophisticated than you realize. It's always good to open up the door to conversation because, sometimes they don't know and then you can help them. But other times, sometimes you get somebody out there who you thought you could help them, but really they can help you. My mentor, Donald Stojak, has even said that he lets people pitch him. He lets fledgling salespeople who are just learning the ropes to pitch him. And then he pitches them right back and shows them where they were missing it and where they can improve. He always leaves people 10 times better than when he found them. And I have that same philosophy. I will leave everyone that I talk to 10 times better than when I found them. If I can't, then I'm going to do my best to at least be understood so that they know that there's no animosity. I love everyone who comes to me and I want to love on them. That's my dharmic imperative as a coach. But because I'm doing things that are quite sophisticated, it doesn't always look like it on the outside. It looks like my message is mixed up. But the truth is, and this is what I showed this person who wanted to show me that I could do better with my positioning. She kept saying, well, what about your positioning? And I'm like, okay, instead of answering the questions that you have as a list of how to get my positioning, how about I just show you? Type into Google AI, who is Carly Bonderud and what is she known for? And I just told her to do that. Well, she was blown away, which I knew she would be. And even if she didn't get the whole download of what I'm known for, she at least got to see that actually my positioning is quite strong. And then I also told her, now ask this question of the AI. And she put in about the ecosystem because I told her, it's like, ask about Carly Bonderud's ecosystem. And she's like, oh, I see what you're doing now. And I'm like, yeah, see, I went ahead of the game. You know, a lot of times we try to build for the present, but we don't look into the future. But I'm very future focused. And when I see things going in a certain direction, I start to take action. And one of the things that I saw is that the information age is over. Whether people think it's over or not is irrelevant. People can argue with me all day long and say, no, we can still sell information. No, you can't. Sorry, you can't. You can't sell just information. You can sell information and support, but you can't just sell information. Those days are over. I'm a millennial. I remember when torrents were a thing. I remember when before we paid for streaming services, if we wanted a movie or we wanted music, we would just go download it for free. And if those downloading programs got shut down because, you're not technically allowed to download things for free, we'd find new ones. think about that for a second. The generation that is now entering parenthood and already in parenthood and sometimes even in retirement, depending on where you are on the spectrum, is now going to be the highest level consumer. Not Gen Z, not Gen Alpha. The ones with the most buying power are millennials and Gen X. And Gen X and millennials grew up downloading music. We grew up downloading movies. We also remember when that stuff wasn't available. But when the internet became a thing, and that was with our teens and our early 20s, when the internet became a thing and really started to get going, we were using it to download music and movies. If we wanted a book, we would go and download the PDF of the book. So when you think about that, information is actually easy to get a hold of. And course creators have had this problem where people will buy the course and then share it with all of their friends. But I have a different type of vision on this. I see information as the gateway, not the destination. And so I have my policy, information is free, and I only charge for access to me. That's why within my mistress mind, I'm teaching the implementation strategies of the ecosystem. And the seats are still open for anyone who wants to join. I'm looking for moms, ambitious moms at that, who want to build a sustainable business where they don't have to talk to a bunch of humans just to get a sale, where they can actually streamline their work so that if somebody has a whole bunch of questions for them, they can then show what their positioning actually is by saying, just Google my name and what I'm known for. Now, on the outside, this looks very easy to do. You just hit Google and your name pops up, right? Not quite. I dare you right now, go and Google your own name, first and last, and ask what you're known for. See what actually pops up. What's true, what's not. See what your digital footprint looks like currently. If you've been running a business for a number of years, but you've been using the business brand name and you haven't been integrating your own personal branding, you're about to be in for a big shock. You see, I integrated both my personal branding and my business branding thanks to my mentor, Donald Stojak, and also Evan Pagan and Annie Lala. They taught me to move the free line, and they taught me about the fact that your life is your marketing. Yes, my life is my marketing. If you go onto my personal accounts, anything that says Carly Bonderud or Carly Bonderud Official, you are going to get a wabi-sabi mix of things that don't look like they actually would belong on a business page. That's intentional. My name is the bridge. Then my business stuff, if you go onto Empowered Birth by Carly Bonderud, or I think it's called Your Empowered Birth, what you're going to find is, yep, you got it, more business positioning than anything else. So I have that channel completely integrated with AI because that is the first link where people usually go and check me out and they're like, oh, she's a birth coach. That's why my book exists. If anybody wants to go and buy my book, they can. And at the same time, I also read my book out loud. The other thing is I know that people lend books and they go to libraries for books and they get free books. So I'm not really attached to the idea that people have to pay money to get my book. I'm attached to the idea of people reading my book because, again, information is the gateway. It's not the destination. So, that's what I've been really doing is playing with my ecosystem. I've been adding the Alice codes to it. It's a lot of work on the back end, and it paid off because today I blew that woman away. She was like, oh my God, what you've just done. Look at this. And I'm like, I know. It's cool, right? And she just couldn't get past it. She was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I know. It's really cool. It's really cool what I've done. It's so sophisticated in the wabi-sabi way that I've done it. And I know all of the ways to do it. And I have to credit my mentor, Donald. I mean, he's just the master. And the fact that he told me early on to just get on LinkedIn, get on Facebook, get on Instagram, and then I told him to get on Threads because I found that one on my own. And what that does in Google, oh yeah, it was totally worth it. Putting the time in for those 5 years of learning how to build a business, finding those mentors who were willing to teach me, putting in that extra time as a volunteer student so that I could get my scholarships, it all paid off. Because today, when I was taking this call, I knew that it's like, you're going to try to tell me that my positioning is off. I have a feeling about this. Like, I know what's coming. I mean, people that don't understand the ecosystem are going to naturally think that they need to help me with SEO optimization. Well, search engine optimization. Because, like that's what they usually do. And I was like, I'm going to take this one because it's a woman and I help women. I want women to succeed. I'm not going to step on any toes. And if she's already on Threads, now she's got more of a vision of who I am. And she can talk about my mistress mind, even if she's not in my mistress mind, and she's connected to my network. And your network is your net worth. So I'm constantly connecting people within my network. And I said, we're connected now. Just the fact that you and I got on this call, we're connected now. You know what I'm doing now. Like, we're connected on Threads. And if something comes up in the future and she wants to do a collaboration, she's now got my name attached to hers. Just like I have my name attached to my mentors because I love my mentors so much. So Donald, Evan, and Annie, if you ask the AI about my connection with them, then you're going to get a whole lot more where that comes from because I seeded it with my content. But you can't build your ecosystem if you're not creating content. So if you're not creating content and you're not doing it under your name, this is my little ass kicking to tell you, get your ass out there and start posting some content. Because if you post the content, then you can be seen, you can be visible. And if you're visible, you'll start attracting everything to you that you want. Plus, if I see your stuff out there and I like it, I'm going to comment on it. And what did I just say about connections? So even if you're like, oh, I don't know, then there's an easier route, okay? You can share my stuff and then you can comment on my stuff. Because if you share my stuff and comment on my stuff, I get to be everywhere. You get to be seen. You don't have to put yourself all the way out there right away, but you're starting your digital blueprint, okay? So that's the transmission. I love you. Have a very happy, empowered birth journey, whether that's birthing a baby, a business, a creative project, a movement, an impact, or a new version of yourself. I'm your guide here to support you. And I love you. And I'll see you next time. Namaste.